What is up, guys? It's Bennett. Some of you guys have been following me for years. Some of you guys just discovered me, but I wanted to make this video to give you guys a little bit of insight into how I went from a normal college kid with an average physique who discovered weightlifting and started seeing some results to graduating, working 80 hours a week, making my sole purpose to make as much money as possible, sacrificing my body in the process, only to realize that that wouldn't actually bring me joy and fulfillment, which led me to quitting my job to pursue health and fitness full time to try and help as many people as I could live healthier and happier lives. So it's about a 30-minute video. It's cut and dry. There's no edits. There's no music. If you're looking for a quick dopamine release, this is not the video for you. And to be honest, if you're not able to make it through the full 30 minutes, you're probably not ready to make a massive transformation and upgrade your mindset as well as your physique. Right? But if you are willing to make it through the 30-minute video, I promise you're going to get tons of value. So take out a notebook, take out a pen, get ready to take some notes, and get ready to transform your life. Hope you guys enjoy. What is going on, everybody? So today I'm going to be going over something really special for you guys. I'm going to be showing you exactly how I went from this low confident, low energy, out of shape guy who was trying so hard to get in shape to go into where I'm at today, which is living my dream physique in the best shape I've ever been in, running marathons, and doing it all with way less effort than I ever had previously. So it's exactly how I turned myself into a marathon running machine in 90 days while packing on lean muscle and still continuing to enjoy my favorite foods every single day. So how did I actually get here? Well, nobody in my family had ever ran a marathon. None of my friends were into calisthenics. And all of my friends who were shredded, they tracked their macros religiously. They're always scanning the back of foods, seeing if it fit their macro profile, had to say no to, going out and eating certain foods with us. And intuitively, I just knew that there had to be another way. I didn't want to live like that. And I know that we've been around as a species for thousands and thousands of years, and there's only been a couple generations that's tracked their macros. So I knew that, the gladiators and the Spartans and all these crazy warriors, they didn't care about their macros. They were just using food as a fuel source and training super hard to get the physique that they wanted and to, most importantly, be powerful. And so I wanted to achieve this. I didn't want to look like this. I wanted to look like this. And so I tried fasting. I tried keto, animal-based, low-carb, dairy-free, gluten-free, literally every diet I could have tried. As far as working out, tried the same thing. I tried being a gym bro, doing a hybrid approach, only running, only calisthenics. I wanted to find what the optimal balance was between nutrition and training while still living a balanced lifestyle. And so what I'd come to find is that a lot of these diets were really effective. They did a great job at helping me shred fat and build muscle, but they just weren't sustainable, right? Whether I would be doing it for a while and then just get a crazy craving and then just go completely haywire one night and eat a ton of different, sweets and foods. Or I couldn't drink, I couldn't go out, I couldn't do certain things. I couldn't have carbs because I was doing keto. It didn't work for me. It wasn't balanced within my lifestyle. And so I had to find something different. So after years of trial and error, I finally found the maximum leverage tasks and diet that helped me transform my physique. And not only that, but help me keep it year round with minimal effort. So who is this for, right? If you're sick of the physique that you see every single time you get out of the shower and you look in the mirror and you know that you're capable of more, this is for you. If you're wishing you could take off your shirt in public, at the beach, at the pool, wherever, and show the world a hard-earned six-pack, this is for you. If you're excelling in your career, you're working long hours and you're achieving financial success, but you're continually feeling less confident about your physique, your bank account is going up, but so is the scale, then this is for you. If you're aiming to develop your mindset and build beliefs that allow you to keep progressing when things get tough, this is for you. And if you're looking for a sustainable solution to break free from binge eating and have sustainable energy throughout the day while you work, this is for you. Right? This is not for you if you're looking for a quick, easy way to get shredded. This definitely isn't for you. If you're looking to be committed during the week, but then just completely let loose on the weekends, go hit the bars, black out, eat a bunch of pizza, pasta, tacos, all that, this isn't for you. If you're only interested in changing your physique, and thinking you'll achieve that without leveling up your mindset, willpower, and discipline, this isn't for you. If you're looking to get in great shape but not build habits that will stick, I promise you're going to gain the fat back and you're going to look at the old you in the mirror again and feel all those same thoughts you're currently feeling. So this definitely is not for you. And if you're only willing to sacrifice a little bit to achieve your dream physique and achieve freedom that soars beyond just your finances, this isn't for you. Okay, so here's the truth. Everybody thinks that you need to weigh out your food, work out multiple hours a day, and drink 3 protein shakes every single day to get your dream physique. It's simply not true, right? What you need to do is find a nutrient-dense, sustainable meal plan that you can enjoy eating throughout the entire year. You never feel the need to have a cheat meal, right? You won't need to be scanning the back of your food, looking at the labels every single time you eat to make sure it hits your macro profile, or be meal prepping chicken, rice, and broccoli 7 days a week, just eating like a dog the same thing every single day that's super bland, right? And you need to find effective workouts that actually force muscle growth. One of the things that pains me the most is when I see people at the gym who've been there for years, consistently going day in and day out, but their physique looks exactly the same, right? It's terrible. You want to actually see growth and development. And you want to do this all without having the gym be your life. I want it to be part of my lifestyle. I want it to be a catalyst for everything else I'm doing. I don't want it to be the only thing that I'm doing. So I'm not going to let this happen to you. You don't have to live like a robot bodybuilder to get in the shape that you want to be in and love the way you look. You just need to optimize a couple key factors around your lifestyle, right? To go from this where I was, working out consistently, thinking I was eating clean, trying really hard in the gym, going, really consistently and probably too much, to where I'm at now where I'm running marathons. I don't even need a washing machine anymore. I can just straight use my abs, straight washboard right there, right? Living my dream physique with less effort than ever before. So if you want to be that person, I'll show you exactly how to get chiseled abs without tracking your macros, how I conquered my inner bitch and got the physique of my dreams, how to build muscle while still eating your favorite foods every single day, and to be extremely effective with the valuable time that you do have and actually see results. And in case you don't know me, here's a brief backstory of how I actually got here. So growing up, I was always involved in sports. You name it, I played it. Baseball, basketball, soccer, football, lacrosse, water polo, volleyball, golf, like literally everything. I was super competitive. I love sports. I was always super active. And because of that, I was never really like a fat kid. I always stayed in shape and I grew up in a healthy family. So we didn't really eat out a whole lot. Most of our meals were made at home and I was really lucky to have that. So, through high school, I always stayed in pretty good shape. Once I got to college, I joined a fraternity and started partying a lot. I had a fucking blast. I had so much fun in college. But I kind of let myself go. This is the first time I'd, really been away from home. I was in the cafeteria. I had a surplus of options in front of me, and I took full advantage of it. And the whole freshman 15 thing, it happened to me. I gained, a lot of weight, became self-conscious about the way that I looked. I didn't really ever take pictures with my shirt off. It just wasn't overall healthy for me. And eventually I hit a point where I didn't want to do that anymore. So I started working out. I started getting into fitness, and I'll go into that more in a second. But at the same time, I was trying to balance my lifestyle. I don't want to just live in the gym. I wanted to go out. I wanted to party. I wanted to have fun with my friends. So, you could usually find me with a drink in my hand like these couple pictures show. But at the same time, I wanted my physique to level up. I wanted my confidence to come from my physique as well. So after I got into, weightlifting and started seeing some progress, I graduated college and got straight into sales and started working a ton. I was working 80-hour work weeks, constantly going out to eat. My energy was super, super low, and I was always getting sick. I got strep throat every 2 to 3 months. It was terrible. And then because of that, I couldn't work out. I couldn't, work. I was making less money because of that. I was missing out on opportunities. But my sole focus when I graduated was my confidence was going to come from how much money I was making. That was all I cared about. And I did a great job. Like, I was crushing it. I bought my dream car. You can see me here with my Raptor. I bought a Gen 2 Raptor, then I upgraded, bought a Gen 3 Raptor. Was really, just living the corporate lifestyle, but my confidence kind of started to decrease. Although I was making more money than I ever thought I would have, my physique was starting to, dwindle, and I didn't like that. My confidence was really shrinking. And so I had to find higher leverage tasks because I had minimal time to actually work out so that I could see a transformation in my physique. And one of the catalysts for that was 75 hard. So if you guys are not familiar with the 75 hard challenge, you have to work out twice a day, follow a meal plan, you can't drink. Really, more than anything, it's a mental challenge. But there is a lot of time required in this. And so with working so much, I had to figure out a way to make the 75 hard challenge work. So I'd wake up super early, around like 6 a.m., and I wouldn't go to bed till usually like 1 a.m. A lot of times I was getting my workout in around midnight just because of how long of hours I was working. However, my physique really started to dial in at this time, and I learned, what was actually moving the needle for my physique, not just with the workouts, but also with what I was eating. And this whole challenge completely transformed not only my physique, but my mindset. And it had such a profound impact on the way that I felt about myself that it ultimately led me to quitting my job, my multi-six-figure job that I'd spent, 4 years just crushing, to pursue health and fitness full time because of the transformation I had in myself and the change in confidence. I wanted to help other people achieve this as well. So after I quit my job, I did my first triathlon, I did my first marathon, and I just continue to level up my physique as well as my mindset, every single day. Now, this method I developed is called the modern primal method. It's a mechanism that I built through my own trial and error by partying, lifting, running, being on the road, traveling, and trying every single diet to figure out exactly the best way to build an incredible physique without making the gym your life. And so I've decided to break it all down for you for free so that you guys can go from, an average physique where you're hitting the gym but you're not really seeing any gains to just an absolute beast, okay? In the following steps, I'm going to outline the entire process from A to Z of what I did to accomplish these results so you can too, using the modern primal method to shred fat while building muscle and not having to worry about tracking your macros. So there's 4 steps, right? And this all revolves around the highest leverage tasks. And the process for me, when I had to reprogram my mind, I had to get in the right lane, I had to fine tune my fuel source, and then I had to master my recovery. So I'm going to show you the exact system I used to finally achieve the physique I'd always dreamed of without having to track my macros and actually still enjoy my life every single day. So first up, build a rock solid foundation, right? I had to build my discipline. I had to cut out all of the excuses and start to reprogram my mind. I was staying up late, sleeping in, taking the easy route often, smoking too much, drinking too much, like not dialing in my food or my diet at all. And it just was eating at me. Like I'd lay in bed late at night and just know that I was capable of more. And it ate at me. Like it was hard for me sometimes to fall asleep because all I could think about is I'm destined for way more than what I'm doing currently. And so one of the first shifts I made was I started doing 100 push-ups a day. And I had an accountability partner. It was one of my best friends. He lived across the country, and we would track our push-ups every single day in a spreadsheet, in an Excel spreadsheet where we could see each other's progress. And we still have it to this day. Our goal is to hit 1 million push-ups. But this was great, not only because I was able to track it, but because I had a friend that helped keep me accountable. And not only was all that beneficial, but actually doing push-ups every single day started to help develop my physique and also increase my strength in the gym. So that was the first thing. Then I knew, hey, to achieve the success I want to, there's going to be things that I'm going to have to do that I don't want to do. And so the easiest way that I could think of doing something that I didn't want to do every single day was taking cold showers in the mornings. And at the time I lived in Utah. And so the water there, especially in the winter, gets cold as shit. And it's the last thing you want to do, especially in the morning when it's cold. But I just got this weird confidence from doing it every single morning. And the way that I felt was like electric. I was literally lit on fire after I got out of the shower. I was ready to attack the day. So I really fell in love with that. And then I started to just map out all my thoughts, my goals, and my beliefs on a whiteboard. And I'd, look at it every single day because I knew I had to reprogram my subconscious mind. I couldn't just let this autopilot continue to drive my life. I wanted to be, conscious. I wanted to be living consciously and directing myself. So I wrote all of my thoughts out, what I wanted to think about, the goals that I had, and the action steps I was going to take to actually get there. So I made a power list every single night of what I needed to accomplish the next day so that I could actually see progress towards my goals. And this started to develop a 1 degree shift for me, right? So 1 degree doesn't seem like a lot, but over the course of several months and years and decades, it completely changes the trajectory of where I'm going to end up in my life. And so that's exactly what I wanted. So next, I had to level up my mindset. I wasted way too much time just always listening to music. I was obsessed with music. If I was in the car, if I was at the gym, like whenever I could listen to music, I would listen to it. And at the end of the year, Spotify had their, Wrapped, where they showed you all of your stats. And me and my friends would send it to each other to see who listened to the most music this year. And I would always try to win that, which looking back at it was a stupid prize to try and go after. And on top of that, like I didn't really watch Netflix. I didn't have a problem with that, but I was always watching YouTube. Like anything that I was interested in or would be entertained by, that's what I was watching. And so again, I just knew I was falling short of my potential and I had to change that. So in order to help reprogram my mind and level up my mindset, I started, listening to podcasts instead of music, watching interviews with super successful people who were leaving breadcrumbs of their success and attending conferences. This is me with Jay Shetty. This is me seeing Jesse Itzler speak, who's an absolute beast. Started listening to a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza, who talks about how you literally reprogram your subconscious mind. And this is when I got into reading books as well. I never really was into reading unless it was mandatory from my school. So I started reading on my own, things that I was actually interested in. And the first book that I read that really had a profound impact on me was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. There was tangible things that I could take from that book and apply to my life instantly and actually see results from it. So that was a cool dopamine, release for me. So on top of all that, I started to surround myself with people who had similar goals, people who wanted to level up their mindset, wanted to level up their physique. This is in the middle of COVID. All the gyms were shut down. So me and my friends found, a garage that had a gym set up, started hitting the weights. This is me with another friend who's way more jacked than me, helped push me a lot in the gym. And again, my life trajectory started to shift, started to go towards the right path. So the first step, I had to change my mindset because this is the supercomputer behind everything else that I'm going to be doing. And if it's not got a good program in it, I'm not going to go anywhere good. Next, I had to get in the right lane, right? On a freeway, all the lanes go the same way. Some just happen to be faster than others. So that's what I wanted. Trial by error. So when I got into college, I was super obsessed with these weightlifters like Christian Guzman, David Lade, Athlean X. But these guys, they would work out 6 days a week. They were always working out. They'd be doing a bulk, then they'd be doing a cut. And I just didn't want that. I didn't think that was sustainable. It wasn't really what I was looking for. I just wanted to keep and maintain a physique that looked incredible year round. So at this time, I started following what these guys were doing. I was working out 6 days a week. I was doing a push-pull legs. And I started to see a little bit of progress, but it was nothing ever insane. During this time too, with all how much I was sweating and all the shitty food that I was eating at the cafeteria, I started to break out with pretty bad acne. So you can see I have some chest acne here. My back started to really flare up. And these honestly aren't even the worst of it. I was so self-conscious that I didn't even really take pictures of how bad it got. But it really affected my confidence, and I knew that I needed a confidence boost. And so I was just looking to continue to upgrade my physique. Luckily, I discovered a 3-day intense split that revolved only going to the gym 3 days a week and lifting super intensely for lower reps. So I would do reverse pyramid training, start with my heaviest set first, and then work my way down and work in the 8 to 12 rep range. I would do chest and buys on Monday with a little bit of shoulders, legs on Wednesday, and then triceps and back on Friday. And I really started to see some serious gains doing this method. The only issue was because I was working out 3 days a week, I kind of got bored, right? Like I didn't want to be in the gym 6 days a week, but I also just didn't want to be only working out 3 days a week. So I started incorporating running, yoga, rock climbing, hiking, pickleball, even going out for walks on the days that I wasn't training for longevity and also to maintain my athleticism. So it was great because I was constantly moving my body. I was burning calories so I could still, go out and eat and not have to worry about gaining, some weight. Next, I had to fine tune my fuel source. So I started dialing in the right foods. I got super into keto when I was in college, so much so that I actually started a keto company where we made ketone test strips with my brother. So these are strips that you would pee on to see if you were in ketosis, a fat burning stage using fat as a fuel source rather than carbs. And this was great. Like I saw a lot of fat loss from this, but it just wasn't sustainable. Especially when I was in college. Like I loved drinking beer. I loved going out and eating with my friends, and I couldn't get burgers. I couldn't drink beer. It just kicked me out of ketosis. So I could get into keto for a couple of days, and then on the weekend it would just, go to waste because I'd get out of ketosis. So it just wasn't sustainable. So I still wanted to party. I still wanted to have fun with my friends, and I wanted to stay in incredible shape. So what I started to do was focus on getting clean, high protein meals with a little bit lower carbs. My only carbs were rice, sweet potatoes, and like vegetables. And this worked for me because I didn't have to worry about being in ketosis. I could still just get a ton of protein, which would help me, hit my protein goal. And because I was eating cleaner foods, I was more satiated. So I wasn't as worried about like having to, be hungry and go for a bag of chips or whatever it might be. And on top of all of this, like my favorite candy is Reese's. I would have Reese's every single night and my physique was still getting better. So this was when I was like really starting to dial in. You could see the abs starting to come in, biceps were building, shoulders, chest, everything was starting to look pretty good. And on top of that, like my confidence just kept getting higher and higher as I was doing this. As I started working when I graduated, it became harder to stay fit while I was on the go, right? I started traveling a ton. I was doing like 60 to 90 flights a year, eating out constantly. And I started to like make a lot of excuses. I was, felt like I had to say yes to when I was going out to meet with clients and getting food. You could see like I thought I was making healthy choices, but it's fried chicken, fried Brussels sprouts, and who knows what, some salad, some other stuff. Like it looks healthy, but the scale was telling me otherwise, right? I continued to gain weight. And because I was traveling so much, like I didn't have access to, the gyms and whatnot that I was used to. So I had to figure out different sorts of workouts. One of the things that helped me a lot was I started fasting, right? Because I was going to be eating out a lot. When you go to eat out, a lot of these meals are so much more calorically dense than if you were to make them at home. So I knew, hey, if I'm going to be going out to eat and I'm going to be having these way more calorically dense meals, I got to somehow lower my calories. So I started skipping breakfast and fasting. I would just have coffee and water until around 12 to 2. Sometimes I'd go all the way to like 5 p.m. And I felt this like crazy mental clarity from it that was awesome. And I didn't have to be relying on food. I knew that I could go hours and hours without food. And when I did eat, the only thing I really cared about was getting a ton of protein and trying to limit my carbs. And that seemed to start to really help me cut back on the fat that I was gaining and maintain the physique. And then because I was on the road, like I was talking about earlier, without access to great gyms, I had to figure out something else to work out with. So this is when I really started to run, because running is really effective in the sense that it burns a lot of calories for the time that you're actually working out. So I got into running, I got into like calisthenics with push-ups, pull-ups, dips, air squats, all of that, so that I could maintain my physique even while I was on the road and didn't have access to, the best equipment. I was still able to make it work. So, and then the last thing, I had to start eliminating processed foods. Like processed foods were, they're around us. It's what we're used to eating. We think when we go grab a protein bar from the, gas station that, hey, this has protein in it. It's going to help me build muscle. It's not the case. There's so much other crap in there that's not helping you hit your goals. And so I focused on, okay, if I'm going to be going out to eat, I need to get single ingredient whole foods. If it has a label and it has more than a couple ingredients, I probably shouldn't be eating it. So all of these meals here, you can see like who knows how many ingredients are actually in this, right? There's 4 things, but there's probably 50 ingredients in all of these things. So I had to cut that shit out. And through all of this, I found the perfect balance, right? Through trying every kind of gym bro workout and diet combination, I ultimately found that the best possible outlet for getting the physique that I wanted was balancing that 3-day intense lifting split with running on my off days, as well as, going to yoga, rock climbing, even just going for a walk. And if I wanted to do something a little bit more intense, I'd go hit a calisthenics workout. I'd go to a park, do some pull-ups, do some dips, push-ups, all of that. And this is when my physique really, really started to take off. Like, I didn't have any desire for processed foods anymore because of the way that I felt when I was eating real foods, like mentally and physically, was next level. Like, all I cared about at this point was just eating real single ingredient whole foods. And it would just, I didn't even have a desire to go out because the food that I would eat at home was so good and so delicious. And I saw the results that I started to have when doing that were just so much easier. Now, on the same hand, I do know how to eat when I go out, where I can, focus on protein intake, not eat a lot of carbs, not get any of the appetizers or the desserts. And if I need to, I'm not afraid to just not eat all the food and I can take some to go, right? Because I want to make sure I'm keeping my calories lower. But this all helped me achieve my dream physique, right? I got to the point where when I was flying, you guys have probably seen the video, I literally bring a steak with me on the plane because I don't want to eat their, seed oil infused sugar cookies and chips and all of that bullshit. Like, that's how good I felt. I literally was high on life, eating super clean foods, working out and running. Like, it was the most dopamine that I've ever experienced, and it was from all real sources. It wasn't from drinking or going out with my friends or doing all that. But the cool part was I could still go out and do that stuff occasionally and continue to see results because I learned how, after the fact, to get back on a clean diet, go for a run, go for a walk, and go back to lifting. It wasn't something that I wanted to do every single day. Like, majority of the time, about 90% of the time, I'm eating clean, single ingredient whole foods and still having Reese's, still having chocolate every single night. Right? And because of that, I never feel the need to have a cheat meal because I'm getting everything that I need through the diet. My cravings, my desires, everything is achieved. So the last thing is mastering recovery. The best ability is availability. If you can't train, you're going to get fat, right? It's simple as that. So I broke my foot like 2 or 3 years back, and I couldn't train for months, and it killed me. Not just physically, like not only did my gains go away, but mentally I was fucked. Like, I got so much joy and satisfaction and self-worth from me going to work out and the dopamine release that I got and the sense of success and fulfillment that I got from hitting those workouts. And I couldn't do that when I had my broken foot. I could like maybe hit some knee push-ups and some arm workouts, but it was nothing. It didn't hit the spot for me. And I was so desperate to get a sweat on that I would literally just go sit in the sauna so I could like sweat out all the toxins and feel like I was working out. But this was great because it forced me to learn about rehab and about injury prevention. So I started to focus a lot on all of these different factors, like what I could do so that this didn't happen to me again. So the first thing was I had to get super quality sleep. There's quantity and there's quality. So 7 to 9 hours of sleep is ideal, but if you're not getting quality sleep, it's not going to do a whole lot for you. So in order to maximize the time that you actually are asleep, I started using mouth tape and nose strips so that I could breathe only through my nose, which helps put your body in a relaxed state, helps lower your heart rate. Overall, it just helps you get more restful sleep, as well as supplementing with glycine and magnesium. So those were 2 things that I did that were nearly effortless that just helped me get way better sleep, helped me recover better so I was ready to train, the next day at full speed. And then I also incorporated sauna as much as I could, I would stretch daily. I would hit the foam roller. I'd have a massage gun and massage my muscles after each workout, and whatever was feeling sore just needed a little bit extra attention, because I wanted to make sure that when I was ready to train, I could go full speed, right? I wanted to train intense. I wanted to train hard. But if I was injured, I wouldn't be able to do that. And I didn't want to take a step back like I did when I had this major injury. And thank God, knock on wood, I haven't had any injuries, major or minor, since I broke my foot. And because of that, it's helped me see tons of gains with my physique, because I can be consistent day in and day out with not only what I'm eating, right, but how I'm training. And so if you're neglecting your recovery, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're just, gearing up for an injury. And so sometimes less is more, right? I used to spend hours upon hours in the gym overtraining and had no tangible results that I could be proud of. I was never satisfied with the man I saw looking back at me in the mirror, and I realized that more isn't always better. So I found a holistic, long-term approach that effortlessly gave me the results that I was looking for. I reshaped my mindset, developed a healthy relationship with food, and used fitness to enhance my life rather than consume it. And now I live every day in my dream body, and I still get to say yes to everything life has to offer to me. I don't have to say no to my friends. I can still go out. I can find the balance of training super hard and still enjoying my lifestyle, right? Like, I'm in my 20s. I want to go out. I want to have fun with my friends. I want to travel. I want to see the world. But I don't want to be, overconsumed about the macros of what I'm eating, or this place doesn't have the gym equipment that I need, so I'm not going to be able to see the gains, right? I wanted ultimate freedom and independence from anything I needed to be able to still see the results I was looking to achieve. And so now that you understand exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you. If you're tired of almost being in shape, you're reliant on caffeine for energy, you're unable to master your understanding of food, and you're ready to finally get a six-pack, wanting to make lifelong change and unlock the perfect balance of physical and mental freedom, and go from, being, again, a low confident, low energy, average physique into a unbreakable mindset, rock hard body, athletic, endurance led, just beast, right? And you want to fast track this process. I have a link in my bio or in the description where you guys can schedule a one-on-one call where I'll be able to coach you one-on-one to show you the fast track lane to achieve the same exact results that I saw in a much quicker time span. So if you're interested in accomplishing that and you think you have what it takes, click the link in the description, book a call with me, and let's see if we can get you shredded. So hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you guys took a lot of value from the presentation, and I look forward to hopping on a call with you guys. Peace.